Welcome in to the Donut Box Racing League's YouTube channel live once again for the Donut Box Xfinity Series. Got some Week 7 action here tonight, Martinsville, Virginia. These guys are practicing, got about 6.5 minutes left in that track. It's hot right now. Track temp about 140 degrees here in practice. I'm sure these guys are having a blast trying to figure that out. But I've been slacking this week. I forgot to update a lot of the graphics I usually show you guys on stream. I thought I did, but clearly I didn't. So I got to go through them the old school way and just kind of read them off. Of course, last week we were at the big old rectangle of Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where we saw Cam Patterson get his third win of the season. That's back-to-back wins for him, if I remember correctly. His teammate Logan Feschischen finished second, Michael Poole third, Frank Warner fourth, Andrew Lewis fifth. As far as the total point standings goes, Cam Patterson holding on to that lead. He's now up to 311 points. Next closest is Cody Moore in second. He's about 61 points back. Mark Parker, Shane Fuller, Andy Lewis rounding out the top 5 as far as that goes. As far as biggest movers and biggest losers, Logan Feschischen, Jack Scoville both up 3 spots last week. Jimmy McIntyre Jr., Jordan Shearer, and Justin Bell all down 3 spots. We've got about 5 minutes left here in practice. We take a look at the schedule, what we have to look forward after tonight. Of course, we got 225 laps tonight here at Martinsville, and then next week we'll be at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, always a fun track to watch some racing at. And then the week after that, we will be doing some draft track racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway for 147 laps. Go a little bit more in depth here for tonight's race. Again, Martinsville Speedway, 225 laps, 118 miles. Stages tonight will be at 60 and 120. Fixed setup, 1 faster pair, 4 sets of tires, the usual around here. And I don't know how much fuel is in these cars, but they usually shorten it to make pit stops happen in the stages, so we'll have to be paying attention to that on who decides to try to play the long game, maybe pit early, or with as short as this track is, everybody might just run the tank till it's dry, so you're not going multiple laps down and having to risk a yellow. We'll go down our leaderboard in practice. Cam Patterson off to a huge start this season, going back-to-back wins, and he's on top of the practice leaderboard once again. It's going to be interesting to see if anyone is going to be able to stop the man in the 38 Red Bull machine this season. Scott Ford Jr. in the 62, he's second in practice right now, which oddly enough, I believe it was the exact same 1 and 2 in practice last week. Tony Osborne, Frank Warner, Chris Bishop wrapping up the top 5. Tyler Smith, John McIntyre, Ben Madden, Jordan Shearer, Christian Taylor round out the top 10 here in practice. Speaking of top 10s, update you with about 2.5 minutes to go here on the top 10 challenge. Of course, it restarted, and I can't remember. Let's see. Let's go back to the schedule here because I am forgetful. It restarted after Charlotte. Cam Patterson took home the prize there. And so then we restarted with the top 10 after New Hampshire. Mark Parker, Andy Lewis, Jordan Shearer, Frank Warner, Jack Scoville, Cam Patterson, Shane Fuller, Jimmy McIntyre Jr., Mike Poole, and Cody Moore. And this is now week 2 of the new top 10 challenge, and we saw 6 drivers get eliminated. Shane Fuller, Jimmy McIntyre Jr., and Jordan Shearer, I believe, missed last week's race, so they were eliminated. I believe the others just finished outside of the top 10. Andy Lewis, Frank Warner, Cam Patterson, Mike Poole. Still alive, still fighting. Of course, if you look on the top left of your screen, this race tonight is the Breast Cancer Awareness 225. We look through the field. Not very many people, but there are some people wearing pink tonight in support of breast cancer awareness. You see Tony Osborne there with that pink on his number 10 machine. Tyler Smith's got some pink numbers going on his car. Ryan Castleberry, not on track at the moment, but he's all decked out. You see Ben Madden there in that 33 machine, rocking the pink. Cam Patterson as well. Rick Wilmot is his usual Cal self. Chris Bishop got the pink going on. And got the 96 car, Christian Taylor. Got the pink letters going on that Caterpillar machine. Of course, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So you'll see some drivers rock the pink all throughout the whole month. We've got about 15 seconds until these drivers start hitting the track for qualifying. My probably not way too early prediction is probably going to see the 38 on top of the leaderboard. But you never know. Stranger things have happened. Let's see who we get on the track first. We got 15 drivers tonight registered for the session. And then 38 machine Cam Patterson heading out on the track early. Andy Lewis making his way out there. But we'll keep our eye on the 38 machine here. Track is still scorching hot here for qualifying. Real hot day here in Martinsville, Virginia, as Cam Patterson's first lap is a 20.80. Patterson finishing up lap 2. We'll see if that second time is quicker. It was a 20.77. 23 Tyler Smith. He set himself a pretty good lap, and then he was off the track pretty quickly. He must be content. He ran a 20.858. Frank Warner in the number 9. He's out there on track, currently sitting third with a 21.08. We'll see if he can improve on that here on the finish of his second lap, coming across the stripe. Frank Warner, new pole sitter with a 20.747. Driver of that number 9, you know he's feeling good about that. 62, Scott Ford Jr. finishes his lap. He is 4th on the leaderboard. 96, Christian Taylor currently sitting 7th. He's coming to finish his second lap now. And what's the time gonna be? 21.35. He's going to stay in 7th place. Chris Bishop looks to have had some trouble. Let's go see if we can go back and actually take a look at that and see what happened to Chris here. You see, he comes across the stripe, finishes first lap, and just goes into turn one. Just loops her around. He's going to get out there, get some extra practice, looks like. But right now, he's going to be sitting fourth. Tony Osborne's out there. He's about to finish up his second lap. 21.122 the first lap, and the second lap is a 21.31. He was slower there on his second lap. Who else we got out here? Scott Ford Jr.'s done with his laps. He's just taking some parade laps. Christian Taylor took it back to the truck. Maybe he's getting out the backup car. Looks like he's got some damage on the back bumper. Number 6, Jordan Shearer. He's hitting the track now. He's coming across the stripe to finish up his first lap with a time of 20.859. Good enough to move him up into fourth. Only 1/1000th off of Tyler Smith's time. My apologies, that was Jordan's second lap.
Thank you, Jordan.
I got these people talking to me. Let's turn that off. Don't want their profanity on my stream. But with that, we don't have anybody on the track right now. So I am going to cut away real quick and just show you guys a reminder of the schedule while I fix something here on my end, having a camera issue that we can fix real quick. My apologies for that. I messed around with it before the race and forgot to save my changes. But yep, Martinsville this week, then Las Vegas, Atlanta, Pocono. Then we're gonna have ourselves the All-Star race. Nashville Motor Speedway. It's gonna be a fun one. Make sure to stay tuned for that. Sorry folks, this is taking longer than I thought it would to fix, but should not be any problem here. Just so you guys know exactly what is going on, as we'll go back live here. I use camera packs from SimWrap Market, and they have some beautiful cameras that they put there on the walls to make good drive-by shots. And I use, as some are probably familiar, I use sim racing apps to use the graphics for the broadcast, such as the scoreboard there on your left side. And they have a camera selector that gives you up to 30 camera choices. Using the SimWrap Market camera pack, you end up with 31. So I just had to delete one that I'll never use, and now we're good to go. But with 3 minutes 20 seconds left here, doesn't look like anyone else is going to hit the track. So we'll just hang out and look at this aerial shot here at Martinsville, and I will take a quick break, and I'll be back before this thing goes green. All right, folks, I am back. Looks like qualifying is going to be done with. So before we get to some live action, go ahead and have a chat with the man of the hour, the man to take the 38 car, Mr. Cam Patterson, and forcibly remove him from the pole position. Let's bring him on up and have a quick chat with your pole winner, Mr. Frank Warner. Frank, got a copy up here in the booth, bud?
We sure do, Jesse.
Mr. Pole Sitter, Frank Bill Elliott himself, sitting on top of the board here at Martinsville with a 20.747. How's the
Yes.
car feeling for
How
you?
we beat Cam out there, I don't know, but we're going to take it. We're going to try to lead some laps here in Martinsville. We usually do pretty good here, but these track temps are really, really high. I don't know what we're going to have for temp when we start racing here. But it is a little slick out there at the moment. We'll see how it goes, but we're certainly going to give it a best shot out here tonight.
Yeah, whenever I pulled up the weather info and saw during practice the track was 140 degrees, I asked myself if that's the highest I've ever seen it on iRacing, and I know it's pretty close.
Yeah.
How's that been affecting the car?
Oh, I mean, it's trying to go into the corners, trying to break in. The back end wants to break loose. Obviously, coming out of the corners. Those rear tires just want to break loose on this hot track.
All right. Let's see what ton of track temperatures we get here as the session switches over, and I'll wish you luck leading our way into this
I
race.
appreciate it. I appreciate it, and enjoy the show.
All right. Thank you, bud.
All right, thanks.
Mr. Frank Warner. What a great guy. I'm not biased whatsoever, being that he's a co-owner of my team, Storm Motorsports. We need a good finish from the guys. We haven't seen a win yet this season. I need one of these guys to go up there and get a W. That's going to be pretty tough to do. We've got a lot of competition out there. And unfortunately for Frank and the rest of the gang, the track did not get any cooler. 139 degrees here for the start of this thing. Martinsville can be a wreck fest even if the track temperatures are perfect, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens, how this field of drivers deals with that, as we'll get ready as they get to rolling off here shortly to go through your starting order. Frank Warner, pole winner, starting us off. First place to his outside, you got the 38 there, Cam Patterson. Third place, you got the 23 car there, Tyler Smith. Rolling off fourth is the 6 right there, Jordan Shearer. Fifth place, you got the 42 Chris Bishop, and then rolling off on his outside, you got the 62 Scott Ford Jr. Row 4, you got number 2 John McIntyre and the number 10 Tony Osborne. Row 5 is going to be 08 Andy Lewis and the 96 Christian Taylor. Row 6 is going to be number 40 Rick Wilmot, number 64 Bill Sleep. And on the final row, you're going to have the 35 David Mayo and the 33 Ben Madden. Ryan Castleberry was in the session, but he is not here for the start of this race. Pace car is off. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a nice view here from the flag stand as these drivers take us to green here at Martinsville.
Green, green, green.
Frank Warner getting a good start. He's leading the way here so far. See a couple guys getting loose there. I apologize for all the camera switching. I'm currently running into an issue where it's not scrolling through the cameras for me. So that's unfortunate. We might have to fix that if we get ourselves a yellow flag. If not, I'll just do it my darn self. But as they come across the stripe here to start lap 4, current top 5, Frank Warner, Cam Patterson, Tyler Smith, Jordan Shearer, Christopher Bishop. It's been a nice, easy-going start for these guys. Everybody's kind of getting single file out. Gonna just get in there, run some laps. Our first stage, lap 60. Let's go ahead and hop on board with 38 Cam Patterson. See the number 9 Frank Warner wash up the track a little bit there. Cam Patterson trying to get to his inside, and it looks like he might be successful. You see Tyler Smith into the wall back there, but you got a side-by-side battle for the lead. Frank Warner doing his best to hold off the 38. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. New leader Cam Patterson. Everybody's taking it easy, it looks like, here at the start. Number 6 car, Jordan Shearer, he was fastest last lap. He's on his move, on his way up to the front here. He's catching these top 2 guys pretty quick. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to do anything to try to get this lead away from Cam Patterson.
All right, man. Caution is
We've
out.
got our first caution. Let's see if we can figure out what happened. It looks like 40 Rick Wilmot might have been involved. Let's bring it back and see if we can take a look. He gets out of turn 4 just fine. He's coming into turn 1. And when he goes to gas it up out of turn 2, it just breaks loose on him and he hits the inside wall. No other cars involved. He's just going to continue on with the bumper a little bit messed up. Doesn't look like anybody's going to hit pit road just yet. I'm going to go ahead and pull the replay screen up one more time just to see if I can fix this camera issue we're having. I'm willing to bet if I just do this. Let's see if we have success now. TV6. Yes, they're back to changing by themselves. The low effort broadcast is back, baby. It's not that low effort. I mean, I'm sure it is compared to other people, but I do try to put a lot of time into these when I have the time. Speaking of the time, that was a lot of time before we saw our first yellow for a Martinsville race. Everybody was doing pretty good there at the start, especially with the insane track temps they're dealing with. I have all the respect for these guys, as they look like they're getting ready to go 1 to green here as you see them go through the choose rule. No issues out of anybody there. Cam Patterson, Frank Warner are going to be row 1. Row 2 going to be Jordan Shearer, Scott Ford Jr. And row 3 looks like to be Christopher Bishop and Andy Lewis, I believe. Pace car back off. Let's go ahead and try out our restart cam as you see the 38 car come around turn 3 and 4 into the Geico restart zone. Green flag back out. First restart of the Breast Cancer Awareness 225. Cam Patterson gets a huge jump. Jordan Shearer able to move into second place. And Christopher Bishop also able to get by Frank Warner for third. He's going to hold down that fourth spot, though, it looks like. And Tony Osborne, Scott Ford Jr. going to battle here over fifth place. They'll side by side into the corner. See the 42 car. He's actually going to get by Jordan Shearer and move up into second. Cam Patterson's already disappearing off the map. He's up to about 2 seconds ahead of these guys. Your new top 5, Cam Patterson, Chris Bishop, Jordan Shearer, Frank Warner, Tony Osborne. Look at the gap that Cam Patterson has already over the rest of this field. Everybody's single file out right now. Let's get some good flyby shots here if we can. Cam Patterson absolutely turning on the jets, taking off from everybody else. Christopher Bishop, he's getting a good gap now to third place Jordan Shearer. Jordan under some pressure now from number 9, Frank Warner. Frank's got speed tonight. Obviously, he was on the pole and led the handful of laps here at the start of this thing. Frank's teammate Scott Ford Jr. right there behind him in 5th. I just realized we're missing something. And I don't even know if you guys have noticed. I definitely did. Pull up that picture of the car back up so I can see who the hell the camera's even looking at. Sometimes I can't even tell. Of course, right now it's got all eyes on the 62. Scott Ford Jr. sitting here in the top 5. Everybody's playing nice right now on stage 1. Nobody's making any crazy dives on anyone that we've seen. Go a little farther back in the field, 96, Christian Taylor. And 33, Ben Madden were able to get around Tyler Smith there. That's going to move the 96 up into 8th. And the 33, Ben Madden up into 9th place. Tyler Smith gonna fall back to 10th. It's right on board with the 96. Oh, he's gonna lose it. That would have been some timing if I could have switched the camera fast enough. He's gonna lose the spot to the 33. And now the 23 is gonna get back by him as well. 96 is gonna fall back to 10th place here. John McIntyre able to get by him. He can't take the pressure. We gotta switch the camera away. This is not good. It's also not good for Rick Wilmot that he is getting lapped. He's your first car to go a lap down here tonight. The pace Cam Patterson's going, it won't be long till he catches up to Bill Sleep and David Mayo. This is an absolutely massive lead to have this early in a race. The 38 has been unstoppable this season. He's definitely looking to continue that. I mean, he is up to about 3.5 seconds now. As we have another caution. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here. I'm not seeing anything just yet. Let's see if we can find what might have happened. Yeah, I'm not able to see what brought out a yellow flag there. It'll be a mystery caution. Landing stages are lap 60, lap 120 of this 225 lap race. Appreciate you tuning in. Cam Patterson. He's so fast, he makes fast people look not fast. I've actually raced against Cam at Martinsville in the Cup cars, and I was able to keep up with him, so after seeing what he's doing tonight, to these guys in the Xfinity car, I don't know if I should be proud or concerned. But that was probably the best racing between me and Cam that's ever went down was Martinsville last year, I believe, in the 5150 Cup Series. As they're choosing their lanes now, the first three go to the inside. Frank Warner, the first one to try the outside, along with his teammate Scott Ford. As everybody else picks their lanes. Cam Patterson, Frank Warner going to be row 1. Chris Bishop in the 42 and the 62. Scott Ford Jr. row 2. Row 3 is going to be Jordan Shearer, Ben Madden row 4. Family man Tony Osborne and the 2 of John McIntyre. Pace car already back off here. We up in the flag stand as they come around to the restart zone. Green flag back out. Cam Patterson with a good jump once again. Frank Warner with a little bit better restart here. He's going to be side by side with the 42 going into the corner. It's going to be a battle for second here, folks, off of the restart. Cam Patterson already saying sayonara. This 42 is going to be able to hold down that second spot. You saw 62, Scott Ford. He got loose, and it causes a whole cluster of cars to happen back here. But he was able to keep it together, and he's going to try to hold down the 4th spot. Ben Madden going to slide into 5th. Jordan Shearer dropping spots here on this restart. He was one of the fastest cars in that first run. He finds himself back in 6th place now. Rest of your top 10 is going to be John McIntyre, Tony Osborne, Tyler Smith, Andrew Lewis. Not sure what happened for that last caution. But we're back green flag racing. We'll see if they can hold it together till lap 60, get some stage racing going here. I will say the 42, Chris Bishop, he's keeping it close compared to how it was on the last green flag run we had, but Frank Warner right there on his tail along with Scott Ford. As these guys are kind of single filed out, I'm trying to do the best I can to see when moves are being made, if any, so we can try to get you that action. That's what you're here for, is the action. Y'all don't want to listen to me just sit here and talk as cars go around the track single file for the rest of the night. You guys want to see passes. Y'all want to see action. Does Frank Warner and that number 9 machine have enough car left to deliver on some of that? He's getting right up on the 42's bumper here. Frank Warner, you're fastest on track last lap. He's looking to get that second place spot back. Shows the car to the inside there on the 42. He doesn't make the dive, though. Just thought about it. Letting the 42 know, look in your mirror, bud. I'm here. You figure out when you want to get out of the way. Are we going to see a bump and run from the 9, 40 laps in? I don't think we will. We'll check back in on that shortly, but the 23, the 10, and the 08 here. This is your group all fighting for the 8th place. That's some pretty close racing here between these guys. Christian Taylor looking to put his name in there. Trying to get back into stage points here. Most everybody's doing really good dealing with these insane track temperatures for anybody just tuning in. It's a completely clear day here at Martinsville. And ambient temperature is 87 degrees and the track temp here at the Paperclip is 140 degrees. I don't know if I've seen it be higher than that here on iRacing. Sixth car Jordan Shearer having a bit of trouble. Looks like he must have got loose. He's going to lose a spot to the 2 car John McIntyre. McIntyre finds his way up into 6th. Flip that 6 around, make it a 9. The 9 Frank Warner. He's looking to the outside now of 42 Chris Bishop. Trying to find any way around the guy. It's definitely difficult to pass here at Martinsville. You pretty much either have to hope the guy in front of you makes a mistake or you have to make them make one. That's about the only way you're going to get around anybody here. I guess the third option, and probably the hardest one to do, is to set the run up out of the corner to be able to have the momentum to get inside of somebody without them making a mistake. But again, with as hot as this track is, it's got to be difficult to get the power down in these things. Let's ride on board with Frank Warner for a little bit here. Definitely having to be real gentle on the throttle. Chris Bishop kind of increasing that gap now over the 9. Your current top 10 is going to be the 38. Cam Patterson, once again with a big lead here. I don't think anyone's going to stop him tonight other than himself. Chris Bishop, Frank Warner, Scott Ford, Ben Madden rounding out your top 5 right now. It's been a pretty good showing tonight for the 33, Ben Madden. Our favorite Australian. Rocking the pink for breast cancer awareness. Rest of your top 10 right now. John McIntyre sitting 6th place. Jordan Shearer 7th. Andrew Lewis in 8th. Tony Osborne, Christian Taylor has found his way back into some stage points. He's sitting 10th place right now. Tyler Smith, Bill Sleep, David Mayo on the outside looking in. And the only car lap down right now Mad Cow, Rick Wilmot. He's definitely having some struggles tonight. Car says it's a Camaro, but right now it's driving like it's a Moo Moo Subaru. As he's doing the best he can here to let these guys by without impacting their race. That's what you like to see. Frank Warner will just not go away. Chris Bishop's probably looking in his mirror like, I just can't get away from this guy. Fastest on track last lap. The man sitting in 6th place right there in the number 2, John McIntyre. He saved his tires. Now he's looking to find his way into the top 5 as we've got just about 6 laps left there in this stage 1 of the Breast Cancer Awareness 225 here at Paperclip in Martinsville, Virginia. Somebody's scraping the wall up there. You don't want to do that. Our next closest battle on the track. This is the 7th spot, 6th car. Jordan Shearer, he's trying to hold off the 08 Andy Lewis. Andy Lewis, he gets his turn as the fastest on track. Trying to do his best to get up into the 7th spot here and take it from the 6th. He looks to the inside. Shearer kind of giving him a lane here. Shearer able to cover back up and hold on to that spot for just the moment. He washes up though mid-corner. The 08 sees an opportunity and takes it. Andrew Lewis going to move up here into the 7th spot. Checking our battle up towards the front. Cam Patterson. He's way out there. He's in a different zip code right now. Beautiful car, though, I must say. He did a great job with that paint job on that machine. This is how we'll know if Cam Patterson does go back and watches the streams. That new Red Bull flavor everybody's ranting and raving about on Facebook. I want to see a car painted in those colors. I think it's like winter something berry. But everybody's freaking talking about it, and now I really want to try it. Chris Bishop, he's holding on to that 2nd spot. He's holding on to it stubbornly here, as the white flag is out for the stage. Cam Patterson looks like he'll hold on to 1st. Chris Bishop looks like he'll get 2nd. I don't see any movement here in the top 5. Stage 1 is going to be Cam Patterson, Chris Bishop, Frank Warner, Scott Ford, Ben Madden. Followed by John McIntyre, Andrew Lewis, Jordan Shearer, Tony Osborne, Christian Taylor. Seems like everybody was able to make it on fuel there in stage 1, so a bit of a break from the normal. Of course, Martinsville, you're not using a whole lot of fuel at all. You know, if you have a full tank, you're probably able to get about 120 laps here. Cam Patterson going to lead him into pit road. This is a really cool camera angle. I really like this, actually. You see basically the whole field going in here. Other than the Mad Cow Rick Wilmot, he's going to get the lucky dog, get his lap back, and then we'll see him probably come into pit road. These are some really cool pit lane shots here. I got to say, shout out to Tim Rapp Market. We'll be able to watch the race off pit road pretty good here. Who is that kept going? That might be the 62 Scott Ford. It was. He must have missed his pit stall. He's going to come back around, try it again. Cam Patterson, Frank Warner, and I believe Chris Bishop. Yep. Frank Warner does get the spot back from Bishop on pit road. Maybe some trouble there for the 42. Let's go ahead and have a quick chat. Y'all know him. Y'all know him well. Driver of the 38. Minor Motorsports Ford Mustang. Winner of Stage 1, Mr. Cam Patterson. Cam, it's Jesse in the booth. You got me?
I got you.
Congrats on the Stage 1 win for you there. I know the track is super freaking hot out there. How's the car driving for you?
It's driving awfully, but yeah, glad I got that stage win. I don't think I've gotten a stage win since Circuit of the Americas, but it's good to get those points. And yeah, like I told everyone else in the in-game, I was like, feel like Lightning McQueen, because every time I go into a turn, I'm turning right, because the brake bias is so high and the track is so hot. It's just it's a nightmare out here. But I'm getting through it. I'm surviving.
Absolutely. You've been able to build a pretty large lead once you got to the front here. So I expect to see that probably continuing for you here, and I wish you luck the rest of the way.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
As number 38, Cam Patterson. I think Tyler Smith might have had some pit road trouble. He was ahead of the leader there. He's going to get the wave around. I definitely wasn't paying attention to the choose, but 38 and 33, Ben Madden, make up your front row. Number 9, Frank Warner. Number 6, Jordan Shearer, row 2. Row 3 going to be the 42 and the 08. Pace car is back off. Let's hop up in the flag stand on the wall cam here. Green flag back out. Whoa, you see Ben Madden, the 33, get sideways there. He's way up out of the groove. He's going to lose several spots here. Hitting the gas too hard when the track's 140 degrees. That's going to let Cam Patterson be first. Frank Warner second. Chris Bishop third. Jordan Shearer trying to dig his way back up. He's back up to 4th place now. Tony Osborne, his teammate at Mighty Donut Motorsports, in 5th place. We got some side-by-side action back here. The 96 and the 33, Ben Madden. Fist fighting over 7th place right now. Ben Madden able to hold on to that spot across the stripe, and he's actually going to be able to hold the 96 off on the outside. Christian Taylor forgot what the middle pedal was. He washes up the track in 3 and 4. I got to stop watching the guy every time I turn the camera to my buddy Christian. It's like he knows and has a sixth sense and just makes a mistake. Cam Patterson, Frank Warner, pretty good gaps for first and second place now. As we'll see if these guys can keep it green to our second stage, lap 120. I just had a brief moment of streamer panic. I thought for a second that I might have been muted. We're good to go. Chris Bishop, Jordan Shearer, Tony Osborne, pretty close racing here. But we've got ourselves another yellow. Looks to be the 96 and the 40 involved. Let's see if we can go back and get a good look at what happened here. You see coming down the front stretch here, the number 40 looking underneath the 96. 96 gets a little sideways, but he's able to save it and keep going. And then the 40 out of turn 2, he gets loose and is able to save it. And going into turn 3, those tires were hot and there was no saving it. Hard into the inside wall once again for the 40. That's his second time tonight. Getting her loose and putting her into the wall. 23, Tyler Smith, he did a good job of avoiding him. Right on board. Good job by the 23 machine to keep his nose clean there. As we go back live, it doesn't look like anybody in the field is going to choose to come down pit road this time. Let's go ahead and turn the music back on, rock out a little bit. And I'm going to take a quick break. I imagine it'll be this time around that our drivers will be choosing lines. Cam Patterson choosing the inside. It's definitely the smartest move you could do. Frank Warner, Chris Bishop also going low. That's going to make Jordan Shearer your first car on the outside, trying to gain some spots based off the choose. See if that's going to work out for the 6 car. It's a bit hard to start on the outside here. But you're going to see the pace car jump down. Your field comes through turns 3 and 4. We're going to go back to some green flag action here at Martinsville.
Green flag, green flag.
Cam Patterson gets a good jump. You saw the 6 Jordan Shearer get a little loose there. The 9 Frank Warner going to clear him easily for second, but the 6 is fighting back on the outside. Looks like the 9 is going to be able to cover up, but the 42 and the 6 now side by side for third. Jordan Shearer giving it all he's got here on the outside. Still holding on. Trying to fight for third place. But I believe the 42 is going to get him out of the corner, and he does. And the 33 now, Ben Madden. He's going to stick his nose to the inside of the 6. And Jordan Shearer is just stuck up there on the high line. I felt like this may happen, choosing the outside, but hell, somebody's got to do it. He's still holding on strong, though. He really wants to hold on to this 4th place spot over Ben Madden. They're almost hitting doors coming out of the corner, and the 6 does have the momentum. He will cover up 4th place, and now there's a battle for 5th between the 62 and the 33. Scott Ford Jr., Ben Madden, and the 40 car is around again. He just takes her to pit lane. He's done. He is over it tonight. Rick Wilmot. We've had 4 cautions. One of them we couldn't find the reason for. And the other 3 have been the 40 car. Just coming out of turn 2. Hits on her a little too hard and hits the inside wall. I feel like a broken record. But I feel like Rick Wilmot, he might just be parking this thing. As we go back live. Doesn't look like we have any takers on pit road. Everybody's going to keep these tires on the car. I think that's probably the best decision because tires do help here, but if you're going to pass anybody with new tires, you're going to have to do it on the outside. So really, how much of an advantage does it give you? You see that pinked out machine, the 32 car Ryan Castleberry. Finally hitting the track tonight. He may be 72 laps down, but he is here. And he's going to see how many spots he might be able to get back by the end of this thing. I'd say he can at least get one from the 40 car Rick Wilmot. Just want to say shout out to my amazing wife for bringing me something to eat so I'm not starving back here. Watching these guys make a bunch of left turns. I mean a bunch. 450 of them, to be exact. Potentially more if we have overtime. I imagine we'll be seeing the chews this time around, so we'll hop up into the flag stand camera and watch. Cam Patterson choosing the low line. No surprise there. Frank Warner also going low. Chris Bishop, Jordan Shearer all going low. That's going to make Ben Madden the brave one to choose the high line. Scott Ford behind him. You know, if you're Ben Madden and you're sitting in that fifth spot and you see 4 cars take the low line, you think to yourself, I might as well. What's the worst that can happen? I end up back in 5th. So your front row going to be Cam Patterson, Ben Madden, row 2, Frank Warner, Scott Ford, row 3, Chris Bishop, John McIntyre. Pace cars off once again. Let's hang out with the fans as Cam Patterson brings them into the restart zone. Green flag back out here in Martinsville. Chris Bishop sends it in on Scott Ford Jr. in the 62 car there. They're side by side coming off the corner. Ben Madden actually able to hold on to the 2nd spot. Choosing the outside line, doing wonders for the 33. Not doing wonders for the 62. He got loose off the corner. Not sure if there was contact, and he lost several positions there. He's now fighting Tyler Smith in the 7, or in the 23 for 7th. Your top 6, or I'm sorry, your top 5 going to be single file. That's Cam Patterson, Ben Madden, Frank Warner, Chris Bishop, Jordan Shearer. Scott Ford able to clear Tyler Smith to hold down that 6th spot. Tyler Smith to 7th. John McIntyre, Tony Osborne, Andrew Lewis round out the top 10. You got a dogfight for 11th between Christian Taylor, Andrew Lewis. Every time I've clicked on the 96, something bad's happened to him. Let's see if we can break the commentator curse and see if he can get this pass on the 08. He does. Taylor up to 10th. Scott Ford trying to make up some spots. Ben Madden had 2nd place locked down. He must have had some trouble. He's now back to 6th. That's not good for the Australian. Cam Patterson back out to a mega lead once again here. Frank Warner holding down the 2nd spot with a pretty good gap. Chris Bishop comfortably in third. Jordan Shearer fourth. Scott Ford up into the top 5. We've got roughly 28 laps to go here until stage 2 has concluded. Andrew Lewis. Looks like he really wants that spot back from the 96. The 96 says, get out of here. You can eat that curb. And he's going to hold on to that 10th spot. Might have been a bit of a late move from the 08, and the 96 was having none of it. Elbows out here on lap 94. But hey, every stage point counts, and that's exactly where the 96 is right now. He's on the inside. He's sitting in 10th. Let's keep an eye here towards the front of our field. Jordan Shearer, Scott Ford Jr. They're having a bit of a battle here. It's going to be for your 4th place spot. Chris Bishop, though, he's holding on to 3rd without a problem right now. It'll be interesting to see if the 6 gives him the bumper. Everybody's being good and behaving. But the 6 car definitely looks like he's faster than the 42 right now. It's just a matter of when you want to make your move. Again, it's so hard to pass here that if he was to try the outside on the 42, that could just open the door for Scott Ford to get the spot. Cam Patterson, of course, your leader right now. He's up to about a 2-second lead over the 9 Frank Warner. Right there in that blue Storm Motorsports machine. Chris Bishop, Jordan Shearer, Scott Ford, your top 5. Top 10 is the rest of the top 10 is Ben Madden, Tyler Smith, Tony Osborne, John McIntyre, Christian Taylor. Bit of a close group here for 8. I'm sorry, where are we at here? 8th through 10th. John McIntyre, Tyler Smith, Christian Taylor racing close together. Tyler Smith lost 2 spots that previous lap. Osborne and McIntyre able to get by him. The laps just tick down so quickly here that you always got to be paying attention. About 19 laps left here in stage 2. Once again, everybody's being pretty considerate of one another right now. No one's really making any bonehead sends out there yet. That could come into play later on in the race. We'll just have to wait and see. Taylor now able to get around Smith. It's going to put Christian Taylor into your 9th spot. Tyler Smith back to 10th place. And I mean, Cam Patterson and Frank Warner, as long as this stage goes green, they know where they're going to be. They're going to be finishing 1st and 2nd. Chris Bishop, though, not able to get a real good advantage in the 3rd place spot here. Jordan Shearer is still right on his tail. Scott Ford falling off a little bit. You see that car getting loose there in the background. Sure looks to the inside of the 42. Oh man, sure goes around. Contact with the 62. We caught that one live. I almost wasn't sure what was happening there. We'll go back and take another look, but it looked to me like the 6 was about to get into the bumper of the 42, and when he got on the brakes, it just sent him around. Take another look here from our drone camera. Sure was right on the tail of the 42 pretty much that whole time. Looked to the inside there for a second. And no, he was just loose through the whole second half of the corner. 62 Scott Ford not ready for it and ends up catching the wall. Let's go back live here. Couple folks coming down pit road. Scott Ford Jr., Ryan Castleberry. And 6 of Jordan Shearer. Probably coming down to get fast repairs. If I was out there on the track right now, honestly, what I would be thinking about. We've got 11 laps to go here in the stage. You know, if you're one of the guys farther back in the field, you know, why not come down now and try to flip the field a little bit? Restart up in the front after the stage caution. That's what would be on my mind, but maybe there's a reason I'm not out there. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back with you shortly. As we get ready to go back green here at Martinsville, I want to thank everybody who has tuned in tonight for the Breast Cancer Awareness 225. Let your friends know where they can find us so they can come hang out with you and watch virtual cars go down a virtual track. Green flag back out. Cam Patterson once again getting a good jump. We'll keep an eye here on a battle for second going into 1 and 2, the 9 and the 33. Frank Warner, Ben Madden side by side. This is like deja vu from the previous restart. Ben Madden holding on the outside pretty good right now. Lots of side by side action through the field. 33 might have been clear there for a moment, but did not take it. Frank Warner fighting back. Right behind him, you got side by side action between Chris Bishop and John McIntyre. Still side by side. Looks like Frank Warner finally able to get that spot, and we've got David Mayo, heavy damage, pulling it into pit lane. 42, Chris Bishop around. He made contact with the car on his outside, and his car snaps. And now he's the one with heavy front end damage on lap 115 of 225. If anyone out there is listening that might know, let me know if that's the stage. I'm not sure if they'll have enough time to get this thing back going green, and if it is the stage, that's going to be the sweep of the stages for Cam Patterson tonight. I'm assuming, yeah, it is the stage because everybody seems to be coming down pit road here as they're making their pit stops. Let's go back and see if we can take a closer look at what happened to the 42 car, Chris Bishop. Bring it back, rewind. I don't have a record scratch sound effect, or I'd play it. Going into the corner, everything's fine. Ben Madden has a little bobble coming out of the corner. Same time Chris Bishop's coming up, and they just have a little kiss with their bumpers, and 42 definitely got the worst end of that. As you see him pulling into his pit box now, everybody else is racing their way off. Cam Patterson, Frank Warner leading the way. '62 Scott Ford gonna take over the lead. He did pit on that previous caution, so he does have fairly fresh tires. Tyler Smith right behind him. Same story for him. David Mayo, he's a lapper. He's going to end up in the back. And the 6 car, Jordan Shearer, having trouble. He's now scored a lap down, and he's back on pit road. Maybe he got busted for speeding or something. Who knows?
Green, green, green.
Using my phone? Yeah. Just bring it back when you're done. These are really good, by the way. 4. Stop. Stop dying.
All right, man. Call me out.
Cam Patterson. Definitely looking to be on his way to his 4th win of this early season here. He's going to choose the bottom line along with Tyler Smith. Ben Madden. Seen some success on the top line. He goes up there once again. Row 1, Cam Patterson, Ben Madden. Row 2 is going to be the 23 and the 42, Chris Bishop. Your row 3 is going to be the number 9, Frank Warner, and the number 2, John McIntyre. Pace car is off once again. Cam Patterson going to be your control car. So they get ready to go back green. Here in the breast cancer awareness, 225, 90 laps to go. Cam Patterson with another good jump. Ben Madden, Tyler Smith side by side for second place. Ben Madden trying to take that spot from the 23. Not able to do it. Tyler Smith going to hold on to second, and now Chris Bishop thinking about going to the inside of Ben Madden there and thinks better of it. Ben Madden will hold down third, Chris Bishop fourth, John McIntyre fifth. Everybody single file right now. You see Tyler Smith passing the 62, Scott Ford Jr. Not sure what happened to Scott, but he just spent about 4 minutes on pit road. He's now 8 laps down. Current running order is Cam Patterson, Tyler Smith, Ben Madden, Chris Bishop, John McIntyre in your top 5. 6th through 10th, Frank Warner, Tony Osborne, Christian Taylor, Andrew Lewis, Jordan Shearer. Bill Sleep in the 11th spot, and then you got David Mayo 2 laps down, Scott Ford 8 laps down. Ryan Castleberry battling back from 105 laps down, and Rick Wilmot is now out of this race. Starting to get interesting here for second, Tyler Smith, as I'm sure everybody else is, fighting a bit of a loose race car right now. Ben Madden right on his tail. This has been a really good race for the 33 car. He's been pretty much top 5 all night. Everybody seems to just be ticking the laps down at the moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Skycam up here. Way up here in the sky here in Martinsville. Getting a view of the entire track there. Then, of course, we got the blimp hanging out. And then one of my favorites, the good old drone camera. as we get eyes on, once again, Cam Patterson. He's led a heavy majority of the laps tonight, putting on a world-class performance here in that 38 Red Bull machine, looking for his 4th win. He is definitely cementing himself so far this season as the champion favorite. Through 6 races, he has 3 wins. The other winners only have 1 apiece. The racing is starting to get closer and closer now for 2nd through 5th. Tyler Smith holding on to that 2nd spot for now, but he's got Ben Madden, Chris Bishop, John McIntyre, Frank Warner, Tony Osborne in a train right behind him. You just got to focus on mistake-free racing right now. That's the only thing Tyler Smith's got to be thinking about. And just as we mentioned it, there is one. And we find out the source of your caution. Leader Cam Patterson. Looks like he got scared of the lapped car. Spun it around. Scary moment there for Tyler Smith as well. Sorry for that quick break there. Had to have a quick chat with the wife. Tyler Smith was going to be your leader. He comes down pit road now. Passes it on to the 33, Ben Madden. I imagine they'll be coming to the choose this time. Ben Madden, Cam Patterson both choosing the bottom, along with Chris Bishop. It's going to leave John McIntyre the first to pick the top. Andy Lewis going to be behind him, followed by Christian Taylor. Ben Madden's had several starts on the outside row. This is his first time starting up front on the inside. Again, I want to thank everybody tuning in here. Thank you, Cody, for the chat message. There's a lot going on. I apologize. Green flag back out. Ben Madden gets a good start. Cam Patterson does a good job following behind him here. He's going to move into second. John McIntyre takes over the third spot. For now, he does wash up the track. The 42 going to try to take advantage of that. Chris Bishop gets to his inside, and Cam Patterson thinks about looking to the inside of Ben Madden. He does get there. Close to making contact there for the lead. Patterson throws it in. He does a good job keeping it on the bottom, and he's going to be able to make the pass on the 33. Behind them, the 2 and the 42 still side by side for third place. None of them given an inch. Again, my apologies for getting stuck on the replay screen. I don't know who the hell keeps blowing my Discord up. Probably about that, but they can stop. I fixed it. Listen, when your wife gets a picture of the Northern Lights and you're in North Carolina, you kind of got to look at it for a second. These guys are still side by side for third. This has been some incredible racing here between these two. But Ben Madden's going to be a blocker here for the 2 car. 42, Chris Bishop, going to try to use that to his advantage. 42 and 33 hitting doors through the corner, and the 42 car goes from battling for third to taking second place. Andy Lewis has come out of nowhere, and now he's going around. The 33, Ben Madden and Andrew Lewis getting together. 33 gets away scot-free. Andy Lewis surprisingly tows her to pit road. Let's go back and take another look here. I was just starting to say how Andy Lewis has kind of quietly snuck his way into the front just for him to get taken out of it. You see they're side by side through the corner. I think Andy thought that Ben Madden was going to run a bit of a higher line, and he doesn't. And the 08 goes right around. Says, screw this, I'm over. Tows her to pit lane. So we jump back live here. Discord is going nuts. And it is bothering me. Anywho's, we'll just move on. See if we can get a quick word in with top 3 car all night. The 42 car. Chris Bishop. Hey, Chris, it's Jesse in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Hey, what's happening, buddy?
Man, you just quietly been, second or third all night tonight. Doing pretty good job staying up front.
We're trying to plug away at this thing, man. It's I don't know if you've looked at track conditions, but the track is super hot. I think when we started, I haven't looked at it lately, but we started at 140 degrees or so.
That's been the storyline all night through practice, qualifying, and the race, how hot it is out here. It's actually down 10 degrees to 130, like that's any better.
Not a cloud in the sky, of course.
No, absolutely not. But with 60 to go here, you're going to be second in line right now. How do you feel? Obviously, Cam Patterson, he's been doing a fantastic job other than that one spin just a couple of yellows ago. What do you think your chances are to bringing home a podium tonight?
I think podium's real doable. I don't know about the win. Like you said, he's pretty quick. I think the spin that he got into had to do with some kind of lap car, if I heard the radio right. But yeah, he's got good pace. So It's going to be tough to beat him, but I think we can bring home a second or third for sure.
Alrighty, well, I imagine y'all are about to choose lanes here, so I'll go ahead and
We are
let you
choosing.
go back down and hang out with Mr. Mike Poole.
All right, sounds good. You have a good broadcast, and hopefully we'll be talking to you after this thing gets over.
Yes, sir. Good luck.
All right, thanks, Jesse.
That was Mr. Christopher Bishop, driver of the number 42 car, right there in all its pink glory. He's going to be starting second on the inside. First car on the outside line is going to be the 6 Jordan Scherer. Row 2, of course, Chris Bishop, Bill Sleep. Row 3, Frank Warner, Ben Madden. As we get ready for some more green flag action here in the Breast Cancer Awareness 225. Green flag back out. Cam Patterson gets a great jump. Jordan Scherer trying to hold on for a chance at second. He's going to be side by side with Chris Bishop, but Bishop going to be able to get the gap out of the corner. And the 33 car's around, 96 is around. More carnage here at Martinsville. 33 car able to drive away. 96 gets her turned back around. Christian Taylor involved. Let's go back and take a look at what exactly conspired here. They come out of the corner, and Bill Sleep a little slow on the top. And, you know, Ben Madden might have thought he was clear just a second too early. He goes to move up, and Bill Sleep's still there. And just like that, the 33 is around. Surprising that the 96 would spin off of that contact, but he unfortunately does. Able to keep her fairly straight, though. As we get back live, no takers on pit road. This will probably be a pretty quick caution. And Discord is going to make me lose my mind if this dinging keeps happening. I generally have Discord notifications turned off unless somebody has tagged me. So if somebody has tagged me this many times recently, I'm going to find them. It's not going to go well. Yep, I figured it out. Hopefully those will be more few and far between now. As these drivers continue to pace around, 54 laps to go here. We're going to take another quick break. So we are ready to re-rack them once again. It's been the 38 car show all night. He's got the 9 Frank Warner to his outside. Chris Bishop, Tyler Smith right behind. Pace car off. Cam Patterson going to lead him into the restart zone one more time. Gets a good jump. Chris Bishop just behind, also getting a good jump. 9 Frank Warner. Gonna fall back another spot now. He's side by side with the 6 Jordan Scherer as they go into turn 3. John McIntyre, Tony Osborne also side by side. but Frank Warner going to be able to cover that position up. Top 3 going to be Cam Patterson, Chris Bishop, Frank Warner, Jordan Shearer, Tyler Smith. We take a look further back. Christian Taylor trying to make up some spots after that earlier spin. Ben Madden giving him a bit of a shove there. Those were the two that tangled just one caution ago. As we take a listen to the sounds of these cars and the sounds of the track. As these drivers have hit the stripe for 45 laps to go, everybody's looking pretty single file right now. Your top 5, Cam Patterson, Chris Bishop, Frank Warner, Jordan Shearer, Tyler Smith. Rest of your top 10 going to be Tony Osborne, John McIntyre, Christian Taylor, Ben Madden, Bill Sleep. David Mayo in 11th, Scott Ford Jr. in 12th, 8 laps down. Andrew Lewis, Rick Wilmot out of this race. Ryan Castleberry in 15th. Just putting down laps. He'll be able to at least pick one spot up tonight on Rick Wilmot if he continues. But we see the story of the night, Cam Patterson. Frank Warner was able to get the pole and lead a good handful of laps at the start of this race. But once the 38 was able to get by Frank, it's pretty much been his show all night. Every restart we've had, he's been building 2 to 3 second leads and just cruising away. Once again, definitely cementing his status as the championship favorite this year in the Xfinity Series. 3 wins already on the season. This would be his 4th out of 7 races if he does bring it home here tonight. Chris Bishop, who we spoke to just a couple of yellows ago, still holding on to that 2nd spot. I do believe that a 2nd would be his best finish he's had all year.
All right, man. Caution is out.
But we do have another yellow flag. 96. Christian Taylor involved. Once again, let's go back and look at it. Comes out of turn 2. Going through 3 and 4. Gets just a little tiny smooch from Ben Madden, and that was enough to unsettle the car and send the 96 around. Smartly staying at the top of the track until he knew he was clear. But that's going to set the 96 back one more time. Looks like he's going to elect to come down pit road here. If you're going to be in the back, might as well come down, take some fresh tires. You might get a chance to use them. 37 laps to go here. The breast cancer awareness 225, and I just want to say one more time, you know, if you can hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends where they can come hang out and watch every Thursday night as we watch these virtual cars go around a virtual racetrack and have a bunch of virtual fun. You know, you got to ask yourself a couple years ago if you thought that you'd be sitting somewhere on a Thursday night listening to a guy sitting at his computer desk, watch a bunch of cars on a screen and talk about them. I bet that wasn't on your bingo card. But here we are. And Cam Patterson, he's been putting on a show tonight. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and take another quick break, and we'll be back before the green flag drops. Frank Warner in the 9 here going to try his hat at the outside lane. Going to be starting outside of leader Cam Patterson. Row 2, Chris Bishop, John McIntyre. Row 3, Jordan Shearer, Ben Madden. Familiar faces. A lot of these guys been up in the top all night. Green flag back out here at Martinsville. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I feel like the cars have gotten a lot louder all of a sudden. If you're experiencing that on your end at home, let me know. But Frank Warner, Chris Bishop, definitely in a tight battle right here for second. Frank doing a good job at doing the best he can on that outside lane to try not to lose the spot. He's going to remain side by side with the 42. It's been several laps now. These guys have been side by side with each other. Right behind them, you got Jordan Shearer, John McIntyre still battling. Whoa. Hold on to it. 2, John McIntyre gets big time loose. Looks like he was able to keep it going, but he lost several spots. Meanwhile, these two, Franklin Warner, Christopher Bishop, still in a dogfight for second place, but Frank Warner overcooks the corner a little bit, and Chris Bishop's going to take that spot. And now you've got the 6, Jordan Shearer, trying to take the spot from Frank Warner as well here. As they sit, top 5, Cam Patterson, Chris Bishop, Frank Warner, Jordan Shearer, Tyler Smith. Then you got Ben Madden, Tony Osborne, Christian Taylor, John McIntyre, Bill Sleep. Taylor doing a pretty good job of bouncing back from that spin he had just moments ago. As you see Frank Warner sideways through the corner again. And the 10, Tony Osborne's around in the background. Family man Tony Osborne. Let's go back and see what happened to him, if there was contact or if he just got loose. We hop up on our drone camera here. You look at the number 10 going into 3 and 4. And the 96 Christian Taylor catches his back bumper. 10 goes around. 96 not going to take that spot. Let's the 10 still hold on to it. Let's take another look from on board the 96. I mean, just barely got into the bumper. But what's been the story of the night, the track temps when it's 127 degrees on the track, the slightest contact will send you right around. So we go back live here. Cam Patterson continuing to lead the way. No one else has been able to hold a candle to him tonight. But you go back from there, Chris Bishop still sticking in there. He's running top 3 all night. Jordan Shearer, he's had a really good race so far tonight. He's been up near the top 5, if not in it, most of the entire night. And Tyler Smith in the 23. Same story for him, just consistently been up near the front. As it looks like we're going to have at least one more lap until we get to the choose here. With 24 laps to go here at Martinsville Speedway, we'll be right back. Tyler Smith in the 23 going to try his hat at the top of the line. Cam Patterson on the inside. Row 2 is going to be Chris Bishop, Frank Warner. Row 3, Jordan Shearer. John McIntyre as they rack this thing up one more time. Green flag back out here at Martinsville. 23 laps to go. Smith washing way up the track. He's going to lose every spot he just gained. And now McIntyre's going to look to his inside. You see the 9 and the 33 getting into the wall. Everybody able to keep it together. Not exactly sure what happened there between these guys, but don't look now. The 96 Christian Taylor made his way up to 6th place in a hurry. And Tyler Smith dropping fast. Looks like he's going to take that machine to pit road. May have a meatball. But Cam Patterson continues to be your leader. Chris Bishop, Jordan Shearer, your top 3 right now. All pretty spread out. John McIntyre sneakily has made his way up into 4th place now. He was one of your Championship 4 last season. He's dealing with a loose race car. As he's going to slide up the track, and that's going to open the door for the 10, Tony Osborne. Tony looking to make his way into that 4th spot. I tell you what, that driver, that 96, I think the last person he wants to see right now on his back bumper is the 33, Ben Madden. Feels like those two have been tangling all night. I don't think any of it's even been intentional. But they just keep ending up right next to each other. 17 laps to go. Cam Patterson definitely has got this one in the bag unless he makes a mistake. Second place is not so certain. As you see the 9 Frank Warner there, he also had to come down pit road. Might have had significant damage to that 9 machine, so he is 2 laps down at the moment. But he's going to be a bit of a cushion here for the 42, Chris Bishop. If Jordan Shearer wants any shot at second place, he's got to get by Frank Warner as soon as he can here. The problem with that is Frank's been so competitive that he's got the speed to stay where he's at. As you see the 9 looking to the inside of the 42 now. Of course, this is not for position. Chris Bishop wisely just letting him go, so he can focus on the next corner and not having to worry about battling a car that is not for position. No position changes right now for anybody in the last few laps. Everybody's kind of single file out. You have a good group of 4 drivers here. This is your 4th through 7th. John McIntyre, Tony Osborne, Christian Taylor, Ben Madden. These positions are starting to matter more and more as we get another yellow. Looks like that's going to involve the 35, David Mayo. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to the mayonnaise man, David Mayo. I'm assuming it's going to be a familiar situation to what we've seen all night so far with this track temperature. Coming into the corner, carrying a little bit too much speed, and the rear tires said, I'm good. Scott Ford Jr. giving him a little bit of a tiny smooch just to finish him off here. And this is where it starts to get exciting. We're closing in on the final laps of this thing, and I got to remember to pay attention myself because these laps are just going to fly right by here. You might see a lot of guys get more aggressive here with less, because we'll be restarting with probably 9 or 8 laps to go. You might see more aggression out of some of these guys, but you got to remember, these cars right now, of course, the track temperature has improved since the beginning of the race. It's dropped 14 degrees, but some of these guys, clearly, as you just saw there with David Mayo, they're on the limit of grip for almost every corner. So you really got to weigh your options of how aggressive you can be without, wrecking yourself or wrecking those around you. If you make that dive, make that move, is the car going to be able to hold it? And I mean, for the majority of the yellows we've seen tonight, the answer is definitely no. Frank Warner, unfortunately, not going to be able to get any of his laps back here. So he'll be going to the rear end of the field. Ryan Castleberry in the 32. His perseverance pays off. He gets the spot from Rick Wilmot, who retired early from the race. But I imagine they'll be choosing lanes this time by here. You see the 38 wisely going to the bottom. Chris Bishop in the 42 going to follow him. Jordan Shearer was thinking about the inside. He's going to take the outside along with John McIntyre. And this is where it's going to really, really heat up in this race. As row 1 is going to be Cam Patterson, Jordan Shearer. Row 2, Chris Bishop, John McIntyre. Row 3, Tony Osborne, Ben Madden. Row 4, Christian Taylor, Bill Sleep. Pace car is off once again. Cam Patterson going to lead him into the restart zone.
Green flag, green flag.
And he gets a really good jump there on the 6, as he's been doing all night. Can the 6 cover up the spot on the 42? He can't. 42 gets to the inside. Hard racing for second, but the 6, he's going to make the block. He's going to be able to hold on to that spot. The 6 turns the 38. We have contact in 3 and 4, and 38 goes around. That changes everything. That absolutely changes this entire race. Cam Patterson dominating it all night. And I think Jordan Shearer, worried about the pressure from Chris Bishop, overcooks it into Cam Patterson. Let's go back and take another look at what exactly happened here. You see Jordan trying to hold off Chris Bishop in the 42 car on the bottom, and he gets clear right here, and he knows he's got to make the move down, and then he's just carrying too much speed through the corner, and he can't slow up in time to stay off of the 38. Of course, we still have plenty of time left. It may be too early to say it. I don't think that Cam Patterson will, after all, be their winner tonight. In the 6, Jordan Shearer finds himself in the top spot. Of course, we'll see if that stands. But for now, new leader is the number 6, Jordan Shearer. 4 laps to go here in this one. It's been a hell of a race so far tonight. A lot of familiar faces up near the front. But we've still got more to come. This thing ain't finished yet. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here broadcasting this race for the Donut Box Xfinity Series here on the Donut Box Racing League's YouTube channel. You can find the link to my personal channel down in the description of the stream if you'd like to go check it out. I don't do anything on there for like a year and a half, and then all of a sudden I'll post a couple videos and you'll go, oh, he is still alive, and then I'll be gone again. That's been the trend now for about 6-7 years. Is this the time around they make their lane choice? It looks like it, sure. And Bishop to the bottom. McIntyre to the top. Madden, Osborne to the bottom. Bill Sleep gonna be second on the outside. Order getting shaken up for sure here with the choose rule. Row 1's gonna be Jordan Shearer, John McIntyre. Row 2, Chris Bishop, Bill Sleep. Row 3, Ben Madden, Tyler Smith back in this thing. Row 4, Tony Osborne, Cam Patterson. We're going to go green here. It's a natural green-white checkered here at Martinsville. Pace car is off. They're coming into the restart zone. Green flag back out. Potentially one more time here at Martinsville. Sure, Bishop, good line into turn 1. They're going to take first and second. McIntyre falls into third. They're side by side for fourth. Tyler Smith, Bill Sleep. McIntyre now looking to the outside, seeing if he can get a run on the 42. He does get to the 42's outside, but for how long? Smith gets in the back bumper of the 42. White flag is out. Sure in the lead. Battling hard for second behind him. One more corner for Jordan Shearer to get his first win of the season. They're banging doors. Smith's around. Oh my gosh, carnage for second, but Jordan Shearer's going to be your winner. McIntyre, Bishop, your top three. Tony Osborne, Ben Madden, 4th and 5th. David Mayo, Tyler Smith, Bill Sleep, Cam Patterson, and I believe Christian Taylor, your top 10. Actually, according to the final standings, Taylor is going to be... Yeah, we'll have to look back at the standings. Go back and take another look at this absolute carnage at the end here as they come across the stripe. You see, they're battling super hard for P2. Smith got loose, catches the nose of the 42. And then you see John McIntyre gets to the inside of the 23, and they come together. And both Tyler Smith's going around the 64. Bill Sleep's going around. Hard hit for the 42 there. McIntyre able to keep it straight to bring home second place. Chris Bishop, Tony Osborne. Ben Madden, your top 5. As we go back live here. Everybody's done take their car off the track already. Guess we done missed the burnout. We'll have to go back and watch that at the end. But let's go ahead and talk to your top 3 finishers as long as everybody's in the voice chat. Let's find number 42, Chris Bishop. Talked to him just earlier talking about a podium, and he got it done. Let's talk to him. Chris, it's Jesse in the booth. You got me.
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Hey, we just talked about it, about your chances of getting a podium tonight, and you got it done, finishing 3rd tonight. How's it feel?
Feels pretty good. That last lap was totally crazy.
Absolutely crazy. It was carnage. I didn't
just-
know
I
what to
had-
say.
I had no idea where cars were at. Everybody was just shoving and pushing, and you just had to kind of bounce off of everybody and stay in the throttle and hope for the best. So we brought her home 3rd. We had a good piece tonight. I think we could have done better in 3rd, but we'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. With having a green white checkered at Martinsville, that's what you come to expect, is a little bit of carnage, and it definitely showed in that form. I know I believe you were sitting. Was it 2nd or 3rd before the final corner there?
I was sitting 2nd. Yeah, I thought I was going to get the lead on that green white checker when Jordan got into the back of Cam and they spun and I come through there clean. I thought for sure I was going to get the lead for that green white checker, but it put Jordan back in front of me. So apparently the caution came out before I got around them too.
Yeah, well, you still end up with all the action on the last lap, bringing it home 3rd. You got any shout outs you'd like to make tonight?
Yeah, Cody Moore for putting on the leg. He does a great job over here. Mike and all my teammates over at Off Camber Racing, and I don't know if she's watching, but shout out to my mom.
All right, absolutely. And I'll go ahead and
Yeah.
send you back down, let you celebrate the podium. It was nice talking to you, and congrats on the P3.
Sounds good, buddy. I'll catch you hopefully next week. We'll be talking after the race again.
That's the goal always, ain't it? Catch you later.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
All right.
Discord's acting up. I'll see you later.
Okay, have a good night.
Couldn't move him all of a sudden, but we got that fixed. Now let's go ahead and have a conversation with your 2nd place driver tonight, Mr. John McIntyre. John, it's Jesse in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Hey, what's up?
So an absolutely crazy finish here at Martinsville. You end up getting through it, finishing 2nd. How's it feel?
Feels pretty good, to be honest. The track was really slick, and I was struggling all night, but it's a win for me. Getting out here with top 5 helped me out in points, so I'll take it.
Absolutely. You were quietly around the top 5 pretty much all night, generally sitting just outside of it, and it just worked out perfectly good here at the end for you to end up getting the second place finish. Is there any shout outs you'd like to make tonight?
Um, Shout out to Jordan getting the win tonight. Congratulations to him. Shout out to my family, mom and dad that are watching. Thank you for the support. I gotta thank my family, my girlfriend, my kids for letting me do this. And I gotta thank you for making this a live event, and we're glad to put a show on for you.
All right. Well, I definitely appreciate the kind words. Congratulations on the P2, and we'll catch you next week, buddy.
All right, thank you.
That was Mr. John McIntyre there. Team Send It. And that leaves us one final person to talk to here tonight. Person who ends up being the race winner, Jordan Sure. Jordan, it's Jesse up in the booth. You got me? Jordan, you got a copy, bud?
Sorry about that. Jesse, get that to me one more time.
Yep. I was just bringing you up in the booth, talk to you about bringing home the win tonight. A little bit of a controversial win, but a win nonetheless. How's it feel tonight?
Listen, sometimes you got to do what you got to do in these races. I wasn't driving in trying to wreck Cam there, but as soon as I cleared Bishop, I knew that was my only shot to get to him. And I drove it in pretty hard, old tires, and just overcooked him a bit. I'm a little curious. I mean, I got killed on my cooldown lap, but it is what it is. Got to get a win when you can come across, and wins are pretty tough to get in this series.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely were pretty much top 5 all night, so you definitely had pretty good speed when you would be up near the front. You end up bringing home the win, able to hold the carnage off behind you on the last lap. What was your perspective on all that happening on that final restart?
To be honest with you, I was just trying to get away from it, and as soon as I saw the white, I didn't even look in the rear view again. I was just trying to get as far away as I could. But I mean, there's a couple different ways. Like I said, wasn't really trying to wreck Cam, but in my opinion, man, if you don't really like that, don't watch short tracks.
Yeah, when it comes to Martinsville, sometimes you got to do what you got to
Yeah.
do.
I mean, I picked up the win here last year. It's good to go back to back at Martinsville. Martinsville's one of my favorite tracks to drive at. I was hoping to have a really good run tonight. It was decent, but it wasn't as good as I thought, and nothing really came out great for me. But like you said, I was running top 5 all day. As soon as I saw my shot, man, I had to go ahead and take it, and it paid off. So we'll see everybody in the playoffs.
Absolutely. You got any shout outs you want to make tonight before I let you go to celebrate you win?
Yeah, for sure, man. First off, appreciate the hell out of these broadcasts, man. You're doing a great job. Every time I'm gonna shout out Cody Moore. I was fresh into this series, didn't have a single win. He gave me a shot to run for his team. It's paid off. Things have been well. I'm gonna go back to back playoffs in this series. Hoping to do that in the Cup Series as well. The rest of the guys with me, Tony was with me the whole time. We were communicating back and forth. Everything everything seemed to go pretty good. I'll give Bishop a shout out as well, running me clean on those last lap. I had a feeling after I gave Cam the bumper that I was going to get one too, but he ran me clean. Everything looked good. Should appreciate everybody for watching and everybody for racing out there. It was fun.
All righty. Thank you, Jordan. Congrats on the win and congrats on locking your way into the playoffs.
Appreciate you, sir. Y'all have a good night.
Later. That was your race winner tonight, Mr. Jordan Sure, and that's going to pretty much wrap this broadcast up tonight. We'll play some tunes so you can get on out of here. If you're still here hanging out, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It might not seem like it matters, but every single like has the chance to get this out to a wider audience. So if you want this thing to become bigger than it already is, just do us a favor, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned for every time we go live Thursday nights here for the Donut Box Xfinity Series.